Hey, Rasquatch here, getting ready to break down our next team in this NCAA Football 12 series. This time, looking at Kent State. The state of this team was kind of a little bit in the up and up when Dean Pease ended up leaving after the 2003 season. Now, what we've done is demoted Dean Pease to the defensive coordinator for this simulation. They then promoted their offensive coordinator, which was Doug Martin, and then they moved in a new offensive coordinator. That's where my buddy Dan is going to come in and start running this team on offense. But before we break this down, just want to talk a little bit about the program. Dean Pease was in charge of the program from 98 to 2003. During that time, they only had a 17-51 record with a 13-35 record in the MAC conference. So this is a team that desperately was going to need some wins if they were going to continue on to try to build some more momentum in their conference. So, are they going to be able to do that? I guess that's what we're going to take a look at. I think one advantage that they do have is they, of course, have Josh Cribbs, who, as you know, went on to play in the NFL, but he is definitely an NFL prospect, even at quarterback in this game, although kind of on the borderline of that. But the other thing they have is a sophomore, Antoine Smith, who is kind of going to be the future of this more scrambling type of setup that they've been recruiting. If you look at their halfbacks, David Austinson is the superstar of this team. He'll be the workhorse at running back. And you can see they have some good depth here, some younger players, but some guys that really should be able, going forward, to be successful. They have a deep wide receiver core as well. Like a lot of teams, particularly these Sun Belt ones we've been looking at thus far, would kill to have a receiving core like this. So I think they can be highly successful. Looking at their offensive line, Jason Andrews is going to be one of the best left tackles of these starting user teams. So based on what I'm seeing right here, in the MAC, they may not be an elite team in the MAC, but at least offensively, they look like they have a lot going for them in that way. They finished 5-6 in the 2004 season. I could see them easily being able to replicate that. It looks like Dan's little bit more of a run first type of coach. Going to run a conservative offense that'll incorporate both the quarterbacks and running backs running the football. So I could see them being very successful doing that. As far as looking at his contract goals, 500 yards rushing, they should easily eclipse that. Trying to win 8 games, though, that'll be a little bit more difficult. 2,000 yards offense, they should easily get. 7 passing touchdowns, I think they'll get there. 2,400 total offense, we'll see, but I think that's definitely achievable. The only thing that will really get him on the hot seat is if they can't get to 2,000 total offensive yards, and I can't see that happening. And then finally, if we look at their recruiting, as you can see, they're pretty average. 1-star team. The only thing they got really going for them is they're a good academic school. I think that'll continue, but in a lot of other areas, they're D+ or D. A couple of C+. It looks like they built up their stability a little bit, and some decent athletic facilities, but what you don't, you won't see them, dominating in recruiting anytime soon. And then as far as team needs on offense, they only have 2, and they really only have 7 needs the team. So that tells you this team is young. They can be trained into a good place, and you can still recruit, fairly well over the next couple of years to fill these gaps. Primarily, they're going to need to find somebody for the future at quarterback, and then just find something that's going to match up with what they want to do offensively at fullback. But based on the breakdown, what I'm seeing of this team, I think the 5-6 prediction is very good. I could see them doing at least that well in the MAC this year, if not even better. But all right, thank you.